Alright, so in this clip, you're going to see an LBC presenter completely destroy a moronic Reform UK councillor over their complete lack of realistic and achievable ideas for what to do about the migrant crisis. Take a listen.
It is an insult to British people that people come to this country illegally, break the law, get put into a hotel and then get fed. They need to be away from schools. They need to be away from young children. They need to be away from communities like Epping. That is the point. That is the point.
So not in my backyard. As long as they're somewhere else, I couldn't give a damn about them.
Don't walk their dog
No,
in
of course I don't. Of course I don't.
So
But you can't. What you're effectively labelling them, you're tying them all with the same brush. You're basically saying every single asylum seeker is a danger to your child, and that's a disgrace.
What would I do if I was the Home Secretary today?
Well, I know what you'd do. I know what you'd do if you were Home Secretary today. But the fact is, you're not. Thank God you're not a Labour. Thank God you're not a Home Secretary. It doesn't really matter what you would do because we have a government. We have the current law. And therefore, the current government has to decide what to do with people when they come into this country. Now, you would like to immediately send them back to France, and yet you know that that's impossible to happen at the moment because the French wouldn't accept them back. And so you're just sitting there, really with no original ideas of what to do with them, just saying, well, let them starve, effectively. That's what you're saying.
I haven't said that at all.
Well, you have, because you said you would not give them food.
And by the way, this Reform councillor isn't just your typical moronic Reform UK councillor. He used to be a Tory, as did many of Reform's new personnel. And he's also a pervert, allegedly, which is really funny for a party and a group of people who claim to care so much about women. But newsflash, they don't care about women at all. They are merely using their fear, xenophobia and racism as a strategy to get into power. And let's also be clear that they have no plan whatsoever to solve the migrant crisis, except for performative cruelty and half-brained jingoism, which could potentially cause a massive diplomatic incident with France. I mean, they can barely work in local councils effectively. These people do not understand that international cooperation is the key to solving this problem. Or they do understand it and they're pretending otherwise. Instead, they're going to keep on going on radio shows and TV programs and pretending that they're going to put the Royal Navy in the English Channel and they're going to have some sort of magic bullet to solve this crisis. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of why the crisis exists and how to solve it.